Hello, friends. So today I have Beagle and Grumps the dog joining us for our read aloud, and we are still going to be thinking about questioning and using our question hands with those question words, but we're also going to be um, thinking about different types of questions, and we're going to start today off with those. All right, so we're going to start talking about deep questions or questions that sometimes come off of the pages of the actual book. So we have rhetorical questions, and these types of questions take us beyond the pages of the book. They're probably not going to be answered inside the story, but they're really going to make us think as a reader. The next type of deep question we have are clarifying questions. And clarifying questions help us understand what is happening in the story. So again, we might not have an answer to it, but it's going to help us understand the characters or the situation inside the story. We also have prediction questions, and these prediction questions will help us think about what's going to happen next or what we think will happen next. I know we've done a little bit of prediction first grade. And last, we have author's craft questions. And author's craft questions help us understand what the author was trying to do. So these questions might be about the artwork, or they might be about the way the words are written, but they're about specifically what the author was trying to do. So, usually, when we ask deep questions, we really ask a lot of clarifying questions and prediction questions. The rhetorical questions come as we get deeper into second grade. All right, so you're going to see some of these deep questions in the story that we're reading today, which is The Art Lesson by Tomi de Paola. Tommy knew he wanted to be an artist when he grew up. He drew pictures everywhere he went. It was his favorite thing to do. His friends had favorite things to do too. Jack collected all kinds of turtles. Herbie made huge cities in his sandbox. Jeanie, Tommy's best friend, could do cartwheels and stand on her head. But Tommy drew and drew and drew. His twin cousins, who were already grown up, were in art school learning to be real artists. They told him not to copy and to practice, practice, practice. So he did. Tommy put his pictures up on the walls of his half of the bedroom. I wonder if this means that he shares a bedroom with his friend, with his one of his siblings, because it says Tommy side. His mom put them up all around the house. I wonder if his parents are proud of him because his mom's putting them everywhere. His dad took them to the barbershop where he worked. Oh, I guess he is proud of them, or they are proud of him, because they're putting it up in their place and where he works, and they're putting them up all around the house. I wonder if the rest of his family is proud of him. Tom and Nana, Tommy's Irish grandfather and grandmother, had his pictures in their grocery store. Nana Fall River, his Italian grandmother, put one in a special frame on the table next to the photograph of Aunt Chloe in her wedding dress. I think they are very proud of him. Once Tommy took a flashlight and a pencil under the covers and drew pictures on his sheets. But when his mom changed the sheets on Monday and found them, she said, "No more drawing on the sheets, Tommy." His mom and dad were having a new house built, so Tommy drew pictures of what it would look like when it was finished. When the walls were up, one of the carpenters gave Tommy a piece of bright blue chalk. Tommy took the chalk and drew beautiful pictures all over the unfinished walls. But when the painters came, his dad said, "That's it, Tommy. No more drawing on the walls." Tommy couldn't wait to go to kindergarten. His brother Joe told him there was a real art teacher who came to the school to give art lessons. "When do we have our art lessons?" Tommy asked the kindergarten teacher. "Oh, you won't have your art lessons until next year," said Miss Bird, "but we are going to paint pictures tomorrow." Ah, I wonder if he was sad that he learned that he didn't get to do art lessons. It wasn't much fun. The paint was awful and the paper got all wrinkly. Miss Bird made the paint by pouring different colored powders into different jars and mixing them with water. The paint didn't stick to the paper very well and it cracked. If it was windy when Tommy carried his picture home, the paint blew right off the paper. "At least you get more than one piece of paper in kindergarten," his brother Joe said. "When the art teacher comes, you only get one piece." Hmm. Why do you think they only get one piece of paper? Maybe because so it's not wasteful? Maybe they don't have a lot of pieces of paper and each student can only get one? Tommy knew that the art teacher came to school every other Wednesday. He could tell she was an artist because she wore a blue smock over her dress and she always carried a big box of thick colored chalk. When do you think this story takes place? I'm thinking with the blue color smock because we don't see that, and by the way she's dressed and the way he's dressed, and the way grandma and grandpa are dressed, I'm not sure that this is a new story. I think this took place a long time ago. Once Tommy and Jeannie looked at the drawings that were hung up in the hallway, they were done by the first graders. "Your pictures are much better," Jeannie told Tommy. "Next year, when we have real art lessons, you'll be the best one." Tommy could hardly wait. He practiced all summer. Then, on his birthday, which was right after school began, his mom and dad gave him a box of 64 Crayola crayons. Regular boxes of crayons had red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, brown, and black. This box had so many other colors: blue, violet, turquoise, red, orange, pink, and even gold, silver, and copper. How do you think Tommy field or field? How do you think Tommy felt when he got this big box of crayons? He was probably so excited, he could probably hardly contain himself. "Class," Miss Landard said, the first grade teacher, "next month the art teacher will come to our room. So on Monday, instead of singing, we will practice using our crayons." So exciting. I'm sure he's so excited. On Monday, Tommy brought his 64 crayons to school. Miss Landers was not pleased. "Everyone must use the same crayons," she said. "School crayons." Why do you think she did that? Why do you think they can only bring school crayons? Hmm, I don't know. School crayons had only the same old 8 colors. As Miss Landers passed them out to the class, she said, "These crayons are school property, so do not break them, peel off the paper, or wear down the points." "How am I supposed to practice being an artist with school crayons?" Tommy asked Jack and Herbie. "That's enough, Tommy," Miss Lander said, "and I want you to take those birthday crayons home with you and leave them there." And Joe was right. They only got one piece of paper. Why do you think Miss Landers is being so tough about him not having his crayons? How do you think that makes Tommy feel? Take a second to think about that. Do you think he maybe feels upset or sad? Finally, the day of the art lesson came. Tommy could hardly sleep that night. The next morning, he hid the box of 64 crayons under his sweater and went off to school. He was ready. Oh boy. I wonder if he's going to get in trouble for keeping the crayons under his shirt. I think he's going to get caught. The classroom door opened and in walked the art teacher, Miss Landers. Walked the art teacher. Miss Landers said, "Class, this is Mrs. Bowers, the art teacher. Patty, who is our paper monitor this week, will give out one piece of paper to each of you. And remember, don't ruin it because it is the only piece you'll get. Now pay attention to Mrs. Bowers." "Class," Mrs. Bowers began, "because Thanksgiving is not too far away, we will learn to draw a pilgrim man, a pilgrim woman, and a turkey. Watch carefully and copy me." Copy? Copy? Tommy knew that real artists did not copy. This was terrible. This was supposed to be a real art lesson. He folded his arms and just sat there. "Now, what's the matter?" Miss Landers asked. Tommy looked past her and spoke right to Mrs. Bowers. "I'm going to be an artist when I grow up, and my cousins told me that real artists don't copy. And besides, Miss Landers won't let me use my own 64 Crayola crayons." I wonder if Mrs. Bowers is going to be on his side, and she's going to let him use his crayons. "Well, well," Mrs. Bowers said, "what are we going to do?" She turned to Miss Landers and they whispered together. Miss Landers nodded. "Now, Tommy," Mrs. Bowers said, "it wouldn't be fair to let you do something different from the rest of the class. But I have an idea. If you draw the pilgrim man and woman and the turkey, and there's any time left, I'll give you another piece of paper and you can do your own picture with your own crayons. Can you do that?" "I'll try," Tommy said with a big smile. And he did. And he did. What did he do here? What does the picture tell us? It shows us that he did follow the directions and he drew the pilgrim man, the pilgrim woman, and the turkey. But it also shows that he had extra time and he was able to draw a picture of his own. And who does it look like he drew a picture of? Mrs. Bowers, the art teacher. And he still does. And he still does what, do you think? What is this page telling us? There's no pages left, so we have to think on our own. Well, I'm looking at this picture and this person has gray hair. And it says, and he still does. So this must be Tommy, but all grown up. And maybe you recognize this character. This character is Strega Nona from A Storyline Online. It's a book that Tommy DePaola wrote. So I think this story is actually about Tommy, or like the author Tommy, and I know his name was Tommy too, but I think that this is his story, like a real life story of his. What do you think? Did you like this story?